Every player, for the hero side of things, is going to have the player board, and that's going to come with the 8 round markers that are all going to line up like that. You'll have the 3 mission tokens, so go ahead and draw yourself by random a blue mission, a green mission, and a final red mission, and make sure that they all have different locations on them, as you see here. And then go ahead and put those to the side. Every player is going to have a chosen hero. I have the captain suit, so I have my captain mini with it as well, which I'll place over there. In the middle, you have your health and your self-control. Go ahead and place them on the 12th space, along with the round marker at the far right. These will obviously go left as the game progresses. You losing life, or your self-control, and of course with the rounds moving on. You also need your adrenaline points up here. I'm playing an easy difficulty, as seen here. So I'm going to follow everything that's on here, which includes getting 1 of the 3 bullet cards, plus 1 random card. So these are my inventory from the inventory deck. I got 1 bullet, the tracer bullets, and the battery pack. So that'll be on the side. The rest of the inventory stays on the far left, or wherever you'd like to keep it. And then of course you have the reference card for creatures. You have the regular, like, more easier side, then you have the nightmare side. So we're gonna stick with the green side, and then just finish off by having the pool of mission tokens just with you. So as far as the evil player goes, this is what's set up, and it also looks a little complicated, but it really isn't as bad as you think. So you're gonna take the map itself. It's gonna be 2 pieces and place them together. There's like 16 different ways to do it if you flip and rotate. But all you want to do is make sure that the stairs all connect. Now, you also want to get out the little stair pieces and make sure to know that one side is going to connect to one side while the other side is the other side, because these are now 2 levels of hallways and corridors. This is level 1, this is level 2 in my opinion. Or in my game, level 1, level 2. Once you have the board set up, go ahead and take all the pieces that have like the rooms, the actual room symbols, and place them in the rooms on the board. This is going to be a little strategic because, as we saw earlier with the hero, he has 3 missions, and those missions had locations on it, right? So you want to make sure that each mission is in that location, as you see here, just like it matched up with the hero board. And of course, you have a chance to move them around to make sure they're not too close so you don't lose the game right away. Okay. Also, make sure to have the hero. He doesn't know where, or they don't know where they're at, but you get to choose. It's strategic, so I want him to place right here. You're also going to place 4 danger tokens into the board completely. 2 in the top, 2 at the bottom. And by that I mean levels. Just like this. I think this looks pretty good. A little dangerous for him to go around. There we go. Your evil side, don't forget to split that up with this here reference sheet. You want it to be split so the hero doesn't see the setup like that, but you can't really see this, so I'm going to put it away. But make sure it's between the hero and the evil players. The evil players are going to have the compass, double-sided. It's going to tell you which direction matches up with theirs, so when you are building the map, it doesn't get disoriented. You're going to have your 2, or choose 2 to start out. Choose 2 of the monsters to put in the board, and of course those monsters are going to have their own little pieces to it. So this is alive, this is going to be damaged. Okay, it's not dead yet, it's damaged. Just keep that in mind. So I'm going to place this one here and this one here. So in the real game, when I use the actual pieces, right, they're going to use the actual minis. But for just my own map, I'm using these little tokens. So I know where they're at, I know where the hero is, I know where the danger symbols are, where the missions are going to be, right? Each villain is also going to have, a bag of the enemies, all the danger tokens, the lights and the sources and the stairs, and of course all the minis. Also, go ahead and choose. For me, I'm doing a 1 evil player for this round, so I'm going to choose 2 of these decks of the 4, and however I want, I get to take up 10 cards. But when you have more evil players, you'll receive less cards, but you'll have more evil players grabbing cards, right? And then with more evil players, you want to choose a leader to run each round. So they'll make the executive decision when you guys are all working together to try to defeat the hero. But for now, I'm doing a 1 evil player, so I choose 10 cards any way I'd like. If I just want 1 of these and 9 of these, or 5 of these and 5 of these, I get to make that up. So let's go over the moves that the hero can do, as well as show you how the evil players will react. It's going to be a really quick demonstration. Obviously, I'm not going to go through a whole game here, just kind of give you an idea of how the game works. So as the evil player, I have all the cards. Here's my 10 cards. So these are my reaction cards, okay? So I'll react every time he uses an action. So what we saw earlier with the turn pieces, you will flip one over and take an action. So the first action I'm going to do is move. Very simple. You know, I'm only in this corridor. Obviously the hero is not going to see this, but this is just for reference. I'm here, right? So here's where I'm at. If I go right, now he doesn't know this, but there's a danger ahead, also the stairs. Keep in mind, every action I'm about to take is supposed to be followed by a reaction, but I'll go over the reactions later. I just want to show you a couple of the actions the hero can take first. I could be anywhere here. I don't actually know. Just keep that in mind. So he's going to do a move, and he's actually going to move over to the left. He wants to go this way and reveal that. Now, you know, any danger can lurk this way. There could be an unrevealed monster there, or there could be nothing there. There could be a danger there, but in this case, he got lucky. Now I moved here, because the labyrinth always has to be updated. Keep that in mind. Always update the labyrinth. Now I'm here. I actually forgot to put the door here. Doors are automatic, but they just show you where the rooms are. So now my hero knows there is a room coming up here. Let me get this light a little better. There we go. So he knows that the room is actually on its way. So he can reveal. So let's say, you know, I'm trying to keep it safe here and I want to explore. I can explore 2 sectors ahead of his line of sight, right? So you can either reveal up this way or you can reveal this way. So I think what he's going to do, so let's say he does want to explore. So since he does want to explore, you know, north, he'd get just 1 piece because there's nothing past that, and it opens up 2 sectors in 1 straight line. So I grab the room, you know, similar to this, and I'd place it down on the dark side. Now there's nothing in there, of course. He feels pretty safe if he does go that way, but he could also go back if he likes. Another option he has, he can mention locate. And if he mentions locate, then the evil players will actually tell him, you know, he could say, I want to know where the green mission is, and they will be able to give the hero, you know, a number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so they would say that it's 5 sectors away. It has to be the closest one, of course. You might notice a light switch here. One thing I'd like to mention about this really quick is you could use it to turn on lights, and when you turn on a light, it actually affects the next couple of sectors, and it does affect the way the creatures react with you, and also gives you a better line of sight. A couple other actions are scavenging, which you draw 1 item card, 3 item cards if you're in a room, and then also you can upgrade, and I'll explain upgrading in a second. Alright, let's get into the last major action here. It's going to be fighting, right? And of course, after ending your turn, what happens? So fighting. Let's say I go into this room and I want to fight. So I have to choose. I have to declare who I want to fight, which is going to be this target here, and then I'm going to roll 2 dice. Now, the dice have 3 sides. It's going to be damaged, miss, and then this is kind of like a special hit. Typically, this will hit when you're in a lighted room, so if you turn a light on before you go into combat, this will also hit. But let's go ahead and just do a little battle here. And let's say I roll this, right? Double damage. Let's look over at the creature sheet. So each creature has 2 damage options, okay? It's being wounded and then being killed off. So they're going to be in separate attacks. So since I rolled 2 hits, the first wound happens after 2 damage points. So then, of course, you take the little token, you turn it over to the other side. So I'd have to attack it again in order to kill it by getting at least 2 damage. Now, if I rolled this isn't just 1 damage done. It doesn't count. You have to get 2 damage in order to actually wound it. And then again, 2 damage in order to kill it. Okay. Now, let's say I end my turn, and this counts for any action that I take. I end my turn. So now the creature will attack using the amount of dice shown on the creature chart. So this creature will roll 3 dice. Okay, so let's roll it. So it looks like the enemy did not hit at all. These are both misses, and this typically hits when you're in a danger room. But since he isn't in a danger room, he's actually in this sector right here with the creature. Nothing hits. These are all the actions that are available for the hero, but here's the thing. Every time the hero takes an action, flipping over those actions and finishing their actions, then the evil players get to react. So I just wanted to go ahead and go over a couple of his actions first before showing what the reaction looks like. So let's start this over. All right, let's start this from the beginning, as if he didn't make any moves. And let's say he did take his first move to move here. Now the evil players can react. They can look at their cards. So since he moved, I look for one of my cards that has a movement symbol on it. So I'll either be able to move one creature up to 2 sectors, or I can spawn a creature at -1 distance to the hero, because each enemy has like a distance that they are at minimum allowed to be placed where the hero is. So it'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 would be these 2 creatures, 3 would be a little closer, 5 farther, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, since he moved, I'm going to take a reaction, and I'm going to move a creature up to 2 sectors. Now because I moved him, he's actually what, over here now? He's this way. I moved him. I have to tell the hero where the sound is coming from. So I would say the hero hears sound coming from the north, right? Because we didn't mention that the north was this way. So he hears the monster moving around up here. He doesn't see him, but he hears it, which is pretty cool. So this will actually go into the heroes section. Every time the evil player reacts, you'll play the cards here, as you see here. Why I'm doing it like this, I'm just going to build it really quick to show you. Every first reaction to a turn goes face up. If you want a second reaction, because evil players can play up to 2, it'll take up like this. So every card that faces up like this is your first reaction. Anything that goes like this is the second reaction. So this evil player did 2 reactions the first round, and then reacted once every following round. And he did go over a danger sign. Now what's interesting about danger signs is if you do not fill this up by the end of your 8 turns, by the hero's 8 turns, you actually get to put this many danger tokens onto the field. Now as you keep going, you'll be covering them up. So you want to be careful how many times you react to the hero. And you can play up to 2 reactions. Now keep in mind that when you are playing reactions, once you start getting into the danger zone, you when the round restarts, every danger area that you do not fill up, you get to keep as a danger on the board. But if you fill those up, you get less dangers to put on the board. So keep that in mind. Be very cautious about how many reactions you play. Keep in mind, there's also one other action you can do called a standard action, and that is where you can spawn a creature or move a creature 1 sector. Every time you kill a creature, you're able to upgrade that creature. So let's say I did kill that worm from earlier. I'd have to kill a second worm in order to completely upgrade and get the ability that comes with it, right? This is dexterity. So when you should lose a life after a creature attacks you, you may force the evil player to re-roll one of the hits. So that'd be a pretty good one to get. Each one has their own special abilities. Of course, each monster has some specific value to them, and these are all pretty valuable to have. Just up to you. Also another strategy when it comes to the evil players, who you want to actually play closer to the hero. And, while they're going through each of these missions, keep in mind, you still have your 3 missions here. The heroes are going to choose one of these 2 optional missions, which will unlock the 3rd mission. So the 3rd mission doesn't, the 3rd and final mission doesn't actually get to be put into play until he does 1 or 2 of these side missions. So as the round tracker moves up, right? So, you know, 3, 4, 5, up to 8. There's 8 rounds. That's kind of the cap for your healing. So, you know, you start at 12, but as you keep going and as you're getting damaged, you can only heal up to whichever section the round is. So it kind of adds to the difficulty of the game. Another thing I want to show you is how item cards work. There's a couple things you could do with them. You can use them, and when you use them, you discard one of the 3 charge tokens that are on them. So every time you get a card in your inventory, make sure to put up the 3 charge tokens. Every time you use it, it is taken off, right? Another thing is upgrading. When you do scavenge and you're looking for inventory cards and all that, you can also upgrade cards. Now to upgrade cards, you look at the symbol they need to upgrade. You look for a card in your inventory that has that symbol, and you spend one of the charges to upgrade it. Now you get a free action. For further instructions, keep in mind that the evil player's reference sheet goes over the round, goes over the players, into the creature stats, the map labyrinth, and the tokens and what they do, and the reactions to all the movements. So there's definitely a lot of reference available. Now I know I didn't go over exactly everything in the game, but I think I covered a majority of the basics and the essentials. You know, everything does have a reference sheet, so you won't be too lost. The game does seem pretty easy to get down once you've watched a couple videos and read through the book. Now the reading itself did take about 20 to 30, it took about 30 to 45 minutes, let's not lie here, to actually read through all 3 books, including the hero, the evil player, and the intro book. But honestly, it does not seem that difficult to play. So I do want to thank everybody for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you could like this and comment, leave a comment talking to me, let's have a conversation about games. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the little notification button as well, so you can be updated for when I do release these very great reviews every few days.